Lake Ridden is a supernatural walking simulator with a mystery to solve, and like many others, an attempt to compete with the likes of Dear Esther and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. But is it up to the task? Let's find out.
I had promised to go camping with my sister Sophia and her friends, near Baker's Hill. We'd been there many times when we were younger, but this was the first time since I moved back.
In the wilderness of Maine, you and your sister go camping with your friends, and on the second night, an argument between the two of you ends up with your sister running off into the forest. Worried, you go searching for her, and stumble upon an old forgotten estate. And now, to find your sister, you must solve the mystery of this strange estate. This includes looking for clues, solving puzzles, and communicating with former residents. So, from the description of the story, it sounds interesting and fun, but I found the execution boring and confusing for a walking simulator. Even when I was presented with more of the backstory, I was still left scratching my head at times, wondering where the game was headed. In the end, the story was just incomprehensible, which was a huge disappointment for such a narrative-driven game. The puzzle-solving gameplay was brilliant, and the controls felt nice too. They even included a run and jump feature that many walking simulators tend to lack. Also, the simple interface worked well for the game, and I had no issues maneuvering through the puzzles, which is something that I find to be a common problem in many puzzle-solving games. Now, the puzzles were challenging, but thankfully they included a hint system if things got a little too tough. The puzzles ranged from deciphering music boxes to get to hidden items, unlocking trapdoors, to solving the mystery of some strange stones in a dark garden. The puzzles were unique and original, and each one was just as entertaining as the next. The exploration was quite enjoyable as well. There was more than just a linear path to follow, and this made the game feel very open. I even got lost at one point in the game, and I had to find my way back to a familiar spot.
There you are! Did you find her? Is that the key? Then we can go and get Pearl. She'll help us look.
The graphics were excellent, and the atmosphere was even better. The extreme foggy night felt creepy, and I loved the idea of having to light my way through the game with various candles and lamps because they gave off a fantastic glow. But the game was entirely too dark, and this consistent lighting of candles and lamps became a tedious task after a while. I also didn't care for the voice acting, which was rather poorly performed, but the soundtrack made up for it because it fit the supernatural atmosphere well. All in all, I really enjoy the clever puzzles in Lake Ridden, and they alone make it worth at least one playthrough. But don't expect a fantastic story from the game because it's quite hard to follow. So I'm giving Lake Ridden a 6.7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Also, for more great content, keep it right here at Jeepers Reviews.